Hello. So another crash, a very serious crash. Actually, this guy could have died here easily, but he was very lucky and he survived. In this video, actually, we're gonna see what happens. Then we will go through different phases and then discuss the conclusions that would hopefully help us not to do the same mistakes as this guy does. Just to give you the basic idea, what's gonna happen is he's training acrobatics with the paramotor pretty low over ground with one rescue parachute and without a decision tree in his head. So let's see what he does, and then we're gonna discuss all the steps. Okay, so there are so many mistakes here. It's just a perfect video to analyze. So first, he's training like a heli. So he's searching for deep stall. This is where the wing is extremely unstable, and if you let it fly a little bit, then it's going to enter heli. But training helis is very time-consuming, I would say. It's a most difficult maneuver. I don't know how to do helis. I tried it just a few times. I talked to guys, acrobatics pilots who actually trained this, and from what I understand is it takes a lot of time to do heli properly, and the risk is, since you are in this very dynamic phase since you're in this very dynamic phase of deep stall, the wing is very dynamic when you let fly the one side. So and there are other risks with helis, like disorientation, stuff like this. In my other video here in the channel, you have it's not really helicopter, but it's the clapper heli, like a crazy chicken. It has nothing actually to do with heli, but you have this rotational movement that allows you to get used to this a little bit. But the point is different here. Whenever you do something like this, the risk of getting twisted is very high. Even like flying on without a paramotor, like flying with the normal acrobatic harness or normal harness. And here he has on his back a paramotor, which is a lot of mass, so he had a lot of inertia, and this makes him follow the wing when it turns much more difficult, so the risk of twist is just crazy high in this case. So actually, if you start trying to do something like this, you are almost guaranteed that you're gonna twist. And from what he said, if I remember correctly, because I've seen this video for a long time ago, he said that he already had some twists and he managed to get out of those twists. Yeah. So another element is like the element of luck in paragliding. You may do something once, twice, three times, and it's gonna work, and it's fully stupid, but it works, and you think, yeah, it's okay, I can do this. But then the fourth time comes, and actually things happen as they actually should happen. There's no surprise in this that's gonna happen. He has like a heavy weight, he's doing a maneuver when the wing is gonna turn very dynamically, he gets a twist. That's now the twist. So he's twisted. And what happens in the twist depends actually how many times, but here you see he lost control. So now the wing is uncontrollable, so to say. And here it is stalled for a moment. Crazy things happen, no control, and then after a moment now, you see the wing leading edge to the ground, it's already entering a spiral, so it starts to rotate. And now it actually enters the SAT configuration, even though it's a little bit kind of like strange, but I mean it's almost horizontal, but a little bit, the tip is a little bit on the other side. It's not really SAT, but maybe someone more experienced than me can comment on that. But because actually to get an SAT you have to have like a huge like cravate or something, you know, there has to be really like a drag on the other side. Here it's not visible. So let's say it's just a normal spiral, though. Yeah, it's maybe just a camera. So crazy things happen. He was already doing this rotation for a while. And on the right side, you see actually that he's dropping like 12 meters per second over an extended period of time. He deploys his rescue parachute. It gets entangled in the lines. He has no second rescue parachute, which is just stupid, extremely stupid actually. I mean, this guy has a wife and child, and so he has a lot to lose, and he's doing these maneuvers on the paramotor, like a highly twist risk maneuver. On the paramotor, it's just extremely highly risk twist maneuver over ground, pretty low, with one rescue parachute. Where if you train acro a little bit, then you know that rescue parachute is just. I mean, there's a lot of chance that the rescue parachute may not deploy properly, like or getting trapped in the lines. Basically, this is what happens a lot. So if you just train with one, no one trains with one. No acro pilot would train like a normal, like not a professional, but like risk aware, or I don't know, like reasonable acro pilot would train with one rescue parachute. And actually no acro pilot that I know would train the type of maneuvers like this in initial phase over ground. I mean, when they train new maneuvers where there is a risk of going wrong is really high, they do it over water with the boat waiting for them if they drop. And acro pilots, they have like 3 rescue parachutes on them, and they have different systems. So actually, they are just ready for situations like this to happen. And this guy, he's not ready for this. Yeah. So what you see here is just what I mentioned already a few times. You are on the spiral, you did one turn, you're behind the game, you throw your rescue. Simple as that. And this guy is behind the game and he's trying to figure out something while dropping, like you've seen on the right side. It's like here on the right side, he's like almost 12 meters per second all the time going to the ground. So yeah, this is a stupid idea. And actually another thing, that whenever you train like acro, you have a plan. It's called decision tree. So actually, if shit happens, you just follow your plan on the earth. You're not trying to figure out stuff in the air. It's just you just don't do this. And this guy, his plan is to get untwisted while flying 12 meters over ground at altitude of few hundred meters. Like it's just 300 meters AGL, I believe, or even less here. This is just not serious. And so, yeah. So this is a very interesting video because it shows you, again, once you did the turn of spiral, you're behind the game, you throw the rescue parachute, you don't figure out stuff. Second is, if you do something demanding, let's say, but let's call it stupid here. But you don't do stupid things basically, and flying and trying like negative maneuvers in the sense like you're not doing like maneuvers where you stall the wing. I mean, if you just do a proper stall, then it's not so high risk if you're trained. But if you do like if you're starting to learn helico, it's very high twist risk maneuver, negative maneuver. Negative means that you stall on one side of the wing or the whole wing, and then. Yeah, so you have almost guaranteed that the wing is gonna twist on some time. You're gonna lose control, and I mean, if you're already doing something like this, which I think is crazy over ground with the paramotor, but then don't do it. But then the second thing is you should have a plan what to do if you get a twist. And untwisting while flying 12 meters so low to the ground, this is not the correct plan. The correct plan is throw a rescue parachute. And now if you throw the rescue parachute, then, I mean, if you've trained a little bit of acro even, then you know that it's gonna be trapped in the lines from time to time. It's gonna fail to deploy from time to time. That's why you have the second. While doing this, you have at least two. Over water, you have at least two, so that you can fall in the water. But if you're doing this over ground, I haven't trained this over ground, but I believe they have at least 3 parachutes for that. But anyway, no one does things like this, new things over ground. This is just stupid. So, and he has just 1 rescue parachute. So he waits with the deployment because he doesn't have his decision tree. He doesn't, ready to, so that he doesn't know actually what he's gonna do when this happens, or his plan is to figure out. But it's very stupid. And then he has actually no rescue, because 1 rescue parachute in this configuration, it's just no rescue. I mean, the chances, I would say the chance is 90% that it's gonna work and 10% that it won't. But if he would have like a huge cravat and he would be in the SAT configuration, then the chance would be that 90% that it's not gonna work and 10% that it's gonna work. So it's a high risk that's not gonna work in some configuration with the rescue. That's why you have a second, and in the configuration, the second won't, maybe with high probability won't work. That's why you train stuff like this, preferably over water when you have like high risk of this. So yeah, and then his rescue fails. I mean, the other thing is how he deployed his rescue, because he threw it to the ground, and I'm not so trained with this. So this is something you should discuss with your SIV trainer. What would be the proper deployment of the parachute, rescue parachute in this situation? Actually, I should know this, but yeah, I don't. So probably throwing it above would increase the chances that the rescue would deploy over the wing and would not get trapped in the wing, in the lines. But something that that you should actually discuss with the SIV trainer or some professional trainer. Yeah. And then he gets injured pretty severely, but he will survive, so that his wife and child are probably pretty happy about this. Yeah, it's just crazy. Don't do stuff like this. So summing up, don't do risky things over ground on a parameter with high. But this is the risky thing, actually doing negative, like learning helico on a paramotor is extremely risky thing for the twist, so for the loss of control. So if you do something like this, you know you're gonna lose control sometimes, guaranteed basically. Not today, then tomorrow. If it didn't happen 3 times, it doesn't mean nothing. This is paragliding. You do stupid things 4 times, it works. It doesn't mean that this is really not stupid. It's just luck. So then you do stupid things, okay, but then have a plan. Don't do them, but then if you are already like situation, to have a plan what happens if you lose control. Just be realistic with what the options are, what the positive and negative things may happen actually when you do something, and be prepared for them. Have a plan, decision trick, as we call it. And then the general rule again, one turn in spiral. I mean, this is a special case a little bit because this is like twisted, but still low over ground like this. It's just one turn is, because the trick is if you are really high over water, and I also tend to do this, I would wait a little bit, and then there's some configuration, but not in the paramotor. But if you're like, you know, just with a normal harness, the risk of untwisting, I mean the chance of untwisting is there actually. It's pretty high. But if you wait, you again get the risk of getting something really bad, because as you see here, there were also some moments where he lost tensions in his line. He almost fall into his lines, because once you don't have the control, you are in the spiral. If by chance, everything is happening by chance, you by chance leave the spiral with a lot of energy, you may fall into the wing and die basically. So if you wait, it's just you're taking a risk. And if you throw your rescue parachute early, you're decreasing risk that it's gonna get into the lines. So yeah, it's pretty simple actually, the decision here, I think. And the other thing is, I would say, I mean, if you have a wild and small child, then yeah, maybe you think twice about what you're really doing in your life, because yeah, it's just not responsible, I think, what he's doing here. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this in the comments. It took a lot of time, but this video is a really good example of like a state of mind that some people may have, very dangerous state of mind, and also demonstrates that the rescue parachute has its limitations. And if you do a lot of stuff like this, then this is just a daily business that it's not gonna work. Yeah. So thank you for your attention. Bye bye. Have a nice day.